Okay, signing off. Bye.
Aloha mai kako and welcome again to all of our viewers. Thank you so much for joining us for our series of Na Moʻolelo Kahiko Ancient Stories. We're so excited to have you folks once again joining us. If you could please share with us where you're tuning in from in your chat boxes on Zoom or in the comments on Facebook. We'd love to hear where our viewers are tuning in from. I myself is tuning in am tuning in Kalamai on the island of Maui. It's a little overcast right now, but it's still a beautiful day up here in Kula. Where are you tuning in from, Mama?
I'm tuning in from Kaumana, where it is raining as well. But very, very happy to be here with you folks on this rainy Tuesday afternoon. Aloha mai.
Aloha. Ooh, we have an Ohana member from Alberta, Canada. Aloha. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We have Ohana from Minnesota sharing their aloha. We have Ohana from He'eia Oahu, from North Carolina, from Puna, from Seattle. Where else is our Ohana tuning in from? Where else? Any of our Ohana on Zoom? We have Ohana from Wisconsin. Welcome. We're so thrilled to share with you today's Mo'olelo. Ooh, from Moanalua Valley, Oahu, from New Zealand, New Mexico, Nebraska. Oh my goodness. Where else is our Ohana tuning in from? Virginia, Alaska. Must be nice and cool up in Alaska. From Santa Monica, California. Where else? Where else? From Virginia. Ooh. Do we have more Ohana tuning in from the Pai'aina? From Hawaii? From Florida? We have Ohana from Florida. Where else is our Ohana tuning in from? Michigan. Aloha. Aloha, Michigan. Cape Cod. Ooh, from Maui, Hikina. From Denver, Colorado. Where else is our Ohana tuning in? From San Diego, from Japan, Kamakura, aloha. From Hilo, Hilo Hanakahi, aloha, aloha, aloha. Where else? Where else is our Ohana tuning in from? From Canada, from Buffalo. Aloha. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you folks are excited for today's webinar series. We have Ohana from Molokai and Oahu. Aloha kako and mahalo again. So we are going to begin our webinar series. Please stay tuned for the following slides. I am your host, Polani Makamai, Kahakalau, and the lovely woman who will be sharing with you all the ike for today is my mother, Aunty Kū-A-Kanaka. Today, our webinar series is focused on Kāne and Kanaloa. Before we begin, and like we always begin, we always start off with our piko, with centering ourselves. So we're going to start off with Aloha Eie. Please join us. Aloha Eie. Aloha e na akua. Aloha e na aumakua. Aloha e na alio Hawaii. Aloha e na kupuna. Aloha e na makua. Aloha e ka lehulehu. Aloha e. Mahalo. Please join us for our centering chant, E ho mai. E ho mai, kai ke mai luna mai e. O na mea una no e o na mele. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, kai ke mai luna mai e. O na mea una no e o na mele. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, kai ke mai luna mai e. O na mea una no e o na mele. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e. Mahalo. Aloha kākou. O wau no o Polanima ka mai ka oako kalani Kahakalau. O Hawaii ku'u mokupuni. O Hilo ku'u ane hānau. O Waiolena ku'u kai. O Mauna Kea ku'u mauna. O Waipi'o ku'u awaawa. Mahalo.
Aloha mai kākou, o kūhinahina kui kaha kai kahakalau ko'u inoa. O Honolulu ku'u one hānau. O Hawaii ku'u mokupuni. O Hāmakua ku'u moku. O Kilauea ku'u mauna. O Makua ku'u kai. A o Waipi'o ku'u awawa. So these are some of the places that have shaped Polani and me into who we are today.
In your chat, please share 2 places that have shaped you into who you are today.
So we're almost ready to start our story. But before we do, I'd like you to know about Aunty Mary Kawena Pukui and a wonderful collection of proverbs that she has put together called Olelo No'eau. And that is available as an ebook from Bishop Museum Press. And the reason I want to share this source with you is because it is such an important source for all who want to learn more about things Hawaiian. One of the olelo no'eau in this book is A'ohe pau ka ike I Kahakalau ho'okahi. Hana ho?
A'ohe pau ka ike I Kahakalau ho'okahi.
Mai kai. And what that means is not all knowledge is contained in one school, or one can learn from many sources. So what I have to share today is what I learned, but there may be different versions that you have learned, and that's okay. The other important olelo no'eau, and there's so many in there, but one that I love to focus on is ua lehu lehu a mano mano ka ikena a ka Hawaii.
Ua lehu lehu a mano mano ka ikena a ka Hawaii.
And that means great and numerous is the knowledge of the Hawaiians. You know, for the last almost 200 years, you know, we heard that our knowledge is not important. And what we're re-establishing today is that what our kupuna knew, namely that the knowledge of all Hawaiians is great and numerous, is something that we're perpetuating again today, that we're reminding ourselves again. And one way to do that is through Mo'olelo Kahiko. So today we're going to be speaking and talking about Kāne and Kanaloa. And you see them here, 2 handsome Kanaka. And there are many sources to find out more about Kāne and Kanaloa. And here are a few of them. This webinar will be on Kawaihona, and then you can look up these sources. So let's get started. Aloha mai, o Kāne ko o inoa, o wau ki kai Kū-A-Ana. Melina, o wau o Kanaloa, ki kai kaina. So we have Kāne, who is the Kaikoana, and we have Kanaloa, who is the Kaikaina. O kuai he lani I kahiki ko maua o neha nau. Kuai he lani in Tahiti, in the place far away, is where they were both born. Now, I hope you understand this relationship of Kaikoana and Kaikaina, because we've talked about it before in some of our Mo'olelo Kahiko, about the older one being responsible to take care of and to nurture, and the younger one being responsible to serve and to make sure that the older brother gets whatever they need and is able to do his or her job. Depending, Kaikoana is an older sibling of the same sex. So if you're a Kāne, that's your older brother. If you're a Wahine, that's your older sister. Kaikaina is your younger sibling of the same sex. So if you're a Kāne, it would be your younger brother. If you're a Wahine, it's your younger sister. Now, everywhere that Kāne went, he brought his o'o. Hanaho o'o?
O'o.
An o'o is a digging stick or a digging implement. It also means to pierce, to poke, or to hurl as a spear. So when you makahiki came o'o ihe, right, is hurling that spear. And so that's what we associate Kāne with, as a planter, a man who goes around with his digging stick to plant. Kāne is the leading god among the 4 great Hawaiian gods. He is the god of creation. He's the ancestor of all of us chiefs and commoners, and he is a god to whom no human sacrifices were made. So Kāne did not require any human sacrifice at any time in Hawaiian history. Kāne is also known to be an awa drinker, and we'll hear lots more about that today. He akua Kanaloa o Kāne. Those of you who watched our series before, you may remember the words akua Kanaloa. Whenever we refer to an akua Kanaloa, we're referring to a many-bodied deity. In other words, Kāne is a god who is able to assume other forms, such as plant, animal, fish, or human at will. And so, what are some of the Kanaloa or body forms of Kāne? Well, one of them are all noded plants, like awa, or here you see the ohe, you see the nodes between one and the other, the ko, they all have nodes, so they are all Kanaloa of Kāne. Kalo, our most important staple, is also a Kanaloa of Kāne. So is the vai, or the freshwater, also referred to as Kawaiola Kāne, and sunlight. These are some of the important Kanaloa of Kāne. There are over 70 Kāne, 70 manifestations of Kāne in different forms. Kāne Hualani, the god who ruled over the heavens, he's a father and an ancestor of Pele. Kāne Apua, he's a trickster kupua that's described variously as a younger brother of Pele, a bird brother of Namako Kahai, a younger shark brother of Kāne and Kanaloa, and there are all kinds of stories when Kāne and Kanaloa visit Kāne Apua or Lanai, for example. There's also Kāne I Kaulana Ula, the god who entered the Nioi wood used to carve the ki'i of the god Kalai Pahoa that some of you may be familiar with. There's also Kāne Hunamoku, which means Kāne of the hidden island. This is an aumakua who carried away the bodies of his worshippers when they died. Kāne Hunamoku is also a mythical island inhabited by Kāne and Kanaloa, believed to be visible off Hana, Maui on certain days. Some call it a beautiful floating cloud. It's part of 12 sacred paradisiac islands of the Hawaiian group that always seem to be within easy reach, but you just can't get there. They can be visible on the distant horizon at sunrise and sunset. And sometimes, when you're out there at that time, you're looking out on the water, and all of a sudden you see what really looks like an island, but there can't be an island there because, there wasn't one there earlier, and the direction that you're looking, there wouldn't be another island yet. There's this clear formation When that happens, then you have seen Kāne Hunamoku. Recently, also, a voyaging canoe was built named Kāne Hunamoku by Mana Maoli, and that canoe is being used to educate many, many young people, not just about Kāne Hunamoku, but also about voyaging. Kāne Koa is also a manifestation of Kāne. He is the god to whom the fishermen set up a koa, ho'oulu o opu. So this is not ocean water koa. These are freshwater koa that are basically set up along the banks of rivers and streams, and kuapa, of which are shoreline ponds, or loko, which are inland ponds, for the increase of o'opu. So whenever you see these ko'a ho'oulu o'opu along the banks of the river, those are there in honor of Kāne Ko'a. Also, Kāne Pua'a is another akua that receives offerings on an unu ho'oulu ai, in order to increase the food crops. So these are not heiau, they're just rock formations that are used to put ho'okupu on and to pule for either more o'opu or for more food. Kāne Hekili is another form of Kāne, the god of thunder. And we have an olelo no eau that says, U'ina pohaku a Kāne. The stones of Kāne roll with a rumble. And when you hear that, that's the word for thunder. So next time you hear thunder, you can say, Uia pohaku a Kāne. The stones of Kāne rolled with a rumble. And let's talk a little bit more about these pohaku o Kāne. What those are really is what Kāmakau describes as pu'uhonua, or he puka no kalani, a gate to heaven. And these rocks could be found all over. They were sacred kuahu, where men talked to the aumakua, their family gods, where they were free from defilement and wrongdoing, since there were no women present in the areas where these pohaku Kāne were, and where the men could ask the gods for blessings. These pohaku Kāne can be found in every ahupua'a from Hawaii to Kauai. And here in this picture, you see a pohaku Kāne located at Ha'ena on Kauai. Now, some of you may have heard of a po Kāne. Hanaho po Kāne.
Po Kāne.
And the night of Kāne is a very special night. It's the 27th night of the lunar month, which is sacred to Kāne. Now, this is right before the new moon, so po Kāne is a very dark night. There's hardly any moon, and it's a very special night in that our kupuna believe that he po Kāne ki ia, he ma'aune na e epa o ka po. Hanaho?
He po Kāne ki ia, he ma'aune na e epa o ka po.
And what that means is this is the night of Kāne, for supernatural beings are wandering about in the dark. Now, we come from Waipio, and on the po Kāne, nobody makes noise. We eat, and after eating, pretty much everybody is quiet. There's no loud games. People don't say, oh, I'm going to go prawning tonight, etc., etc. People stay right around the camp, right around our areas, and we don't make lots of noise on that day, because this is the day where our kupuna are among us. So this is the night when our kupuna wander about at night, ghosts, kupua, all kinds of beings wandering about at will. And so it's best to be quiet, and it's best to stay near your hale during these po Kāne. Kāne is known as the giver and taker of life. And you may know the story of Kamehameha, where he wants to get an offering, and he chases these fishermen, and his foot gets stuck in a crack, in a mawai, in the lava. And so the fisherman grabs his paddle and he whips Kamehameha on top of his head so hard that the paddle actually splinters, right? And then he has the opportunity, the fisherman has the opportunity to kill Kamehameha right there, because Kamehameha can't move. His foot is stuck in the rock, and here's the fisherman with his paddle whipping it and hitting Kamehameha. His friend wonders, because instead of killing Kamehameha, he just hits him hard enough for him to pass out, and then he moves on. And so when his friend asks the fisherman, how come you didn't kill him? You had an opportunity to kill him. He was going to kill you if he caught you. Then the person who had the paddle told his friend, kapu keola ya Kāne. Hanaho, ua kapu keola ya Kāne.
Ua kapu keola ya Kāne.
Which means life is sacred to Kāne. And Kamehameha, even though he was really almost out of it because he got hit with that paddle on his head, he heard it, and he never forgot that. And when he became the ruler, this became his law, ua kapu keola ya Kāne, and it is known as the law of the splintered paddle that we hopefully will talk about again in another session. So the idea of kapu keola ya Kāne is that only Kāne can give and take life, and that it was not the kuleana of this fisherman to kill Kamehameha. Another olelo no eau that refers to the importance of Kāne and being alive is he hua waiola ke kanaka na Kāne. Anaho?
He hua waiola ke kanaka na Kāne.
And that means man is Kāne's living gourd. The idea of that is water is life, and Kāne is the keeper of life. And we are this gourd that has this lifeblood within us. And when this gourd becomes shattered, then we die. The other implication of this olelo no eau is that when you dream of a well-filled water gourd that breaks and spills its content, you see the water coming out. If you have that kind of dream, our kupuna believe that that's a warning that somebody in your ohana is going to make. Kāne, as I mentioned, the giver, but also the taker of life. And so we have a saying that says, hala ikiala ko'iula a Kāne. Anaho?
Hala ikiala ko'iula a Kāne.
And what that means is gone on the sacred red trail of Kāne. And that basically refers to somebody who is make, who is dead. You can also say, hala ikiala polihua a Kāne. Anaho?
Hala ikiala polihua a Kāne.
Which means gone on the trail to the bosom of Kāne. Either one of these olelo no eau refers to somebody who is dead or to death. So when somebody asks about Uncle so-and-so and he has passed away, then you can say very, very poetically in Hawaiian, wahala ikiala ko'iula a Kāne, or wahala ikiala polihua a Kāne. We also have a hakaula a Kāne. A haka is a perch. So this is Kāne's red perch. And what that is referred to is a rainbow with red colors predominating. Whenever you see a rainbow with red colors predominating, you say, ooh, nana, he hakaula a Kāne. Hanaho, hakaula a Kāne.
Hakaula a Kāne.
Mai kai. Kāne, as the creator, is really the one in charge of the earth. And so one saying, one olelo no eau says, ka honua nui a Kāne, I ho inana a ahu ki nohi nohi. Anaho?
Ka honua nui a Kāne I ho inana a ahu ki nohi nohi.
And what it means is the great earth animated and adorned by Kāne. So our beautiful, beautiful land wouldn't be the same without Kāne. And that's because Kāne is the God of the freshwater, and it takes this water for everything on earth to grow. Another form of Kāne is Kāne i ka waiola. Hanoho?
Kāne ka waiʻola.
Kāne Kanaloa is the god of freshwater, or sometimes also known as the goddess of freshwater. There are some stories where Kāne Kanaloa is actually a wahine. And what this Kāne Kanaloa gives to all of us is ka waiʻola a kāne. Ano?
Ka waiʻola a kāne.
So the life-giving waters of Kāne. Again, without these waters, nothing on earth would grow. And so it's really Kāne who is responsible for all the growth on earth, thanks to that fresh water, that life-giving fresh water that he provides. Here is a beautiful mele that talks about this fresh water. And what it asks is, I have a question, a query. I'm going to ask you, where are these waters of Kāne? And so in this chant, it explains all the places where these waters of Kāne can be found.
He ui, he ni nau, e ui a kua nau ia oi, aia I hea ka wai a kāne. Aia I kahiki nā kala, puka I hae hae, aia I laila ka wai a kāne. E ui a kua nau ia oi, aia I hea ka wai a kāne. Aia I kaulana kala I ka pai o pua I ke kai. Eia mai ana mani hoa ma ka mole mai o le hua, aia I laila ka wai a kāne. E ui a kua nau ia oi, aia I hea ka wai a kāne. Aia I ke kuahiwi, I ke kualono, I ke awaawa, I ke kahawai. Aia I laila ka wai a kāne. E ui a kua nau ia oi, aia I hea ka wai a kāne. Aia I kai, I ka moana, I ke kualau, I ke ānuenue, I ka pūnoho, I ka ua koko, I ka ālewa lewa. Aia I laila ka wai a kāne. E ui a ka nau ia oi, aia I hea ka wai a kāne. Aia I luna ka wai a kāne, I ke au o uli, ke au ele ele, ke au pano pano, ke au popolo hua mea kāne la e. Aia I laila ka wai a kāne. E ui a ka nau ia oi, aia I hea ka wai a kāne. Aia I lalo I ka honua, I ka wai hu, I ka wai kaua Kāne me Kanaloa. He wai puna, he wai e inu, he wai e mana, he wai e ola. I ola noa, he mele no kāne.
Mahalo nui e Polani. So here is a beautiful, beautiful mele that keeps asking this question, where are the waters of Kāne? And then describing all these places that from the very east of Hawaii. Haʻehaʻe is the most eastern point of our island chain. That's where the sun rises in the east. There already we can find the waters of Kāne, and then it goes through all these different places where the wai a Kāne can be found. Now this mele is a lot of times used as part of the awa ceremony when they pour the water into the awa bowl to make awa. It is a beautiful mele to know, to memorize, because it really connects us to our fresh water and the importance of fresh water and the concept that without fresh water, there would be no life. One of the places that this water of Kāne can be found is in the pūnoho. The word pūnoho, and you see some of them over here, the ka pūnoho ula a Kāne is the red cloud of Kāne. And these are red luminous clouds or halos that were regarded as ho'ailona or omen, that something sacred or an important sacred event was going to happen. So when you see these pūnoho ula a Kāne, when you see these red clouds of Kāne in the sky, the chances are that something special, something important, something sacred is going to happen. These kind of ho'ailona, these kind of omens, and looking out for these omens was an important part of the way of our kupuna. One of the things that they always did was to be maka'ala. The maka meaning your eyes, ala awake. So their eyes were always awake, and they were always looking at nature to see if they could observe some of these ho'ailona or signs from the gods in terms of what to do or not to do. This particular pūnoho ula a Kāne comes from the Maikahiki Kawahine Opele chant, but we hear about these pūnoho ula a Kāne also in other chants like this one here, the mele no Kāne. Interestingly, Kai is also associated with Kāne. Kū-A-Kanaka. Anaho?
Kainu'uakane.
This is Kāne's rising sea. This is the foamy sea that follows after a tumbling wave. So that type of white water, you know, when the wave breaks and you have all this white water, especially if you're surfing and you're caught in it and you're trying to get up and get some air and you're in that washing machine, that is called Kainu'uakane. Anaho?
Kainu'uakane.
And when you're out on the ocean and you see this dark, deep blue ocean, that is referred to as Kekaili Polipo Polihua Akane.
Kaili polipo polihuakane.
The dark blue ocean of Kāne. So while we normally don't associate Kāne with the ocean, here are two olelo no'eau or descriptions that clearly link Kāne also with the ocean, the deep sea, out of sight of land, so way out there. The other akua that we're going to focus on today is Kanaloa. Now, Kanaloa is also one of the 4 great gods, but we have a lot less information about him than we do about Kāne. He is the god of the oceans and the ocean winds. He's the protector of Kaho'olawe, which is also known as Kohemala Malama o Kanaloa. And like Kāne, he's an awa drinker. 3 days of the lunar month are sacred to Kanaloa, meaning that those are the nights that people would worship Kanaloa. That is Kaloa Kukahi, which is the 24th night, Kaloa Kulua, which is the 25th night, and Kaloa Kupau, which is the 26th night of our lunar month. So again, going towards the dark nights, towards the new moon. He akua kino lau Kanaloa. Again, just like Kāne, Kanaloa is an akua kino lau, and we all remember what that means. It means that he has multiple bodies. And one of his kino lau is this he'e. So he is known as the god of the he'e. Ka he'e hauna vela. Anaho?
Ka he'e hauna vela.
That's how he's referred to in the Kumulipo. The evil-smelling squid is one of his body forms. And here you see that squid. Other kino lau of Kanaloa include not just the he'e, but also the kohola, which is the whale, the nai'a, which is the dolphin, the mai'a, which is the banana, the uhaloa, or also ala puloa, which is a medicinal herb. And so Kanaloa is sometimes also referred to as a healer. Now, let's go back to the mai'a. Because Kanaloa is associated with the ocean and sometimes referred to as the god of the ocean, even though, as we just heard, Kanaloa, Kāne also has a kuleana in the ocean. One of the reasons we don't take mai'a on a canoe, for example, or we don't eat mai'a as we're going to go holo or fishing, is because of this association with Kanaloa as the ocean and mai'a being a kino lau of Kanaloa. And so in general, again, when we go onto the ocean, like if you're planning on voyaging or just going out, you don't take mai'a with you, bananas, you don't eat mai'a on the trip. Now, one of the things about these two brothers, and remember now, Kāne is the older brother and Kanaloa is the younger brother, is that Kanaloa acts as the urge. And all of you who have younger siblings, you know, those are the guys that are always pestering you. They always want something. And then you, the older person, are sort of the executor. You're the one who has to make it happen. And that's kind of the relation that these two brothers have to one another. Kanaloa acts as the urge. You know, he kind of, he encourages, and gives Kāne ideas of what to do. And then Kāne makes it happen using his o'o, using his digging stick. So here we are. And Kanaloa, typical as the younger brother, urging Kāne, Kāne, e ha'alele kaua ia Kū-A-Helani. Let's leave Kū-A-Helani. And Kāne goes, hiki no e Kanaloa, e imi kaua I ka aina hou. And so Kāne and Kanaloa decide to leave their homeland Kū-A-Helani, which sometimes is named for Midway, the island of Midway up in the northwestern island chain, but also refer to a mythical land in Tahiti or in the South Pacific. And so they decide to leave Kū-A-Helani, but instead of going on a wa'a, they actually go on a cloud and travel all the way to Hawaii Island. And no leila holo o Kāne ma laua o Kanaloa I Hawaii nei. Ano ho?
Holo o Kāne me laua o Kanaloa I Hawaii nei.
Mai kai. And so they get here, and the first place they come is to Puna, which is referred to as Keone Lauena a Kāne. Ano ho?
Keone lauena a Kāne.
The rich, fertile land of Kāne. You know, Puna was the most beautiful, fertile land and was beloved by the god Kāne. In fact, Puna is referred to as the Aina I ka houpou a Kāne. Ano?
Aina I ka houpou o Kāne.
And what that means is land in the bosom of Kāne. Because prior to Pele migrating from Kahiki, there was no place more beautiful in all the islands than Puna. And so this Puna has always been known as the land of Kāne, even though more recently Pele arrived, and they have learned how to live together over the times. As again that instigator, Kanaloa asks his brother, "E Kāne, makewai au?" And Kāne answers, "Eli eli mai, eli eli mai, eia la, eia ka puna vai." And he digs with his digging stick as they move from Puna along the Hamakua coast, and he creates a spring called Kāneloa. And Kanaloa asks again, "E Kāne, makewai au?" And Kāne says, "Eli eli mai, eli eli mai, eia la, eia ka puna vai." And he digs another spring also named Kāneloa. And so he digs every place that Kanaloa complains about being thirsty. Kāne digs another spring called Kāneloa all the way across the Hamakua coast of Hawaii Island. And then they travel to Maui, and there also on the Hamakua coast of Maui, Kāne digs in another punawai, another spring called Kāneloa as well. So I want to challenge you, if you come from any of these places, do you know any springs named Kāneloa? Sadly, many of the springs have been covered over, or we don't know the names of them anymore. We have springs in Waipio, but for most of them, we don't know their names anymore. But if you have know of a spring named Kāneloa, please put that in your chat, because we would love to know about that. So here we have Kāne and Kanaloa digging across Hawaii Island and Maui for all these springs so that they can drink water from these springs. And these springs are still there until today. So they have really made a lasting impact on our islands. Eli eli o Kāne ina puna vai o Kāneloa. Hana ho?
Eli eli o Kāne ina puna vai o Kāneloa.
So Kāne digs the springs that are called Kāneloa, referred to as Kāneloa. Soon thereafter, Kanaloa tells him, "E Kāne, e pai kaua mahanauma. Kāne, let's go and land at Hanauma, which is on the east side of Oahu." And Kāne answers, "Ai, hiki no, he aina momona o Oahu." Yeah, for sure. We go there because Oahu is a very, very fertile land. And so the two of them go to the east side of Oahu and were pai lawa I Hanauma. Hanaho?
Wapai lawa I Hanauma.
So they land at Hanauma. Now, same thing again. E Kāne, makivai au, ihea la kawai. Kanaloa asked his brother, Kāne, I'm thirsty. Where's the water? And Kāne goes, e kaliki, eli mai, ea la, ea kawai. And he uses his digging stick to dig. And here is the water, a spring gushing up from the ground. And they move on. As they move, Kāne chants, Eli mai, ea na punawai. He dig. Eli means to dig. You're digging. Here are the springs. He digs a spring at Hanauma. He digs springs all the way from there to Leahi, which is the Hawaiian word for diamond head. And all of these springs, again, are still there up to today. They keep on going, and Kanaloa says, E Kāne, e inu kawa I ka'awa, let's drink some awa. And Kāne goes, Eli mai, ea la, ea kawai. And he digs again, and there's another spring. And they get the water from the spring, and they make their awa, and they start drinking their awa. So all along this east coast of Oahu, Kāne and Kanaloa dig springs, and they drink the water. E Kanaloa, ua eli au I ka punawai, e inu kawa I ka awa. Kanaloa tells, Kāne tells Kanaloa, I dug the spring for you, so let's drink the awa. And Kanaloa answers, mahalo I ka wai. Thank you for the water, because without water, they can't drink any awa, which is their favorite drink. Remember now, both of them are known as awa drinkers. They also like to have fun in the ocean. And so in the area near Kahala Beach, they go surfing. And when they come back, Kanaloa tells them, E Kāne, ua mai ka I kahe e nalu ana. Oh, the surfing was awesome. But of course, now he's kind of itchy from the salt water and thirsty again. So Kāne tells him, Ai, e hele kawa iuka, I mo ili, e au wai. So Kāne suggests that they go towards the mountains to an area called Moʻolelo, so that they can bathe in the fresh water there. But when they get to Moʻolelo, Kanaloa asks his brother, Pea, ihela kawai e Kāne. Where is the water, Kāne? I don't see any water. And so Kāne answers, E ho'o manawa nui, a ohe wai ma Moʻolelo nei, e a e kawa iuka. He says, just be patient, dude. There's no water. Looks like there's no water here at Moʻolelo, so let's go further up Mauka. And finally, they go a little bit more up, and Kanaloa asks again, Ihea la kawai, Kāne, where's the water? And Kāne, he has this ability. He can hear the water underground. Where nobody else can hear it, he can hear if there's water underground. And he hears that there's water underground, and so he starts, Eli mai, ea la, ea kapuna vai o Kāne vai I manoa nei. He digs and he digs the spring of Kāne vai in Manoa. And for those of you who are familiar with Manoa and the University of Hawaii there, you may recognize this halau, and you may recognize this kapapalo'i o Kāne vai ma Manoa. This is part of the Center for Hawaiian Studies and the School for Hawaiian Knowledge area. This was an area that was completely overgrown in the 1980s when a bunch of us, at that time, university students, came across that area, and with the help of Uncle Harry Mitchell and other kupuna, opened up this land that is called Kāne vai. So this area is still there from that time when Kanaloa and Kāne came to this place, when Kāne put his digging stick into the ground and created this well of this punawai, this well of Kāne until today. The waters at Kāne are still flowing, and thanks to the help of many, many hands over many decades now, this place from a very neglected and overgrown area has turned into a beautiful pu'uhonua, or an oasis, where not just students that are at the University of Hawaii, but really all people who need a place of refuge within the city of Oahu are welcome to come and reconnect with Kāne Kawaiola. The Manoa stream flows right through this area. Reconnect also with Kalo, with Haloa, our older sibling. Reconnect with the Aina, and really learn also how to mālama Aina even within an urban environment. So Kāne and Kanaloa, having started out at Hanauma, all the way to Leahi, into the Kahala area, they dug their punas. They went to Mo'iliili, but there was no water there, so they went up and dug that punawai at Kāne. Now they're going up further into Manoa Valley, and they come to an area where, again, Kāne hears the water, and he digs, and up comes Kapunaho, a new spring. And this is the area that is now known as Punaho, where Punaho School is located. Punaho, the road Punaho, named after this event that happened many, many, many generations ago, where Kāne and Kanaloa dug that Punaho. Then they go even further up to Manoa, to a place called Waiakeakua. And there they meet this beautiful wahine. She goes, "Aloha, o wau o ka mehai kana." And she's beautiful, and she looks at both of these handsome guys, and she doesn't know which one is more handsome, so she's getting kind of, ooh, who should I choose? And they both look at her, and they both really, really like her, and they look at each other going, I don't know. And while all this is happening, with Kamehai Kana not being sure who she should pick, and Kāne and Kanaloa also not sure who should approach her first, because it's one of those I saw her first kind of thing. You know how brothers are. While all this is happening, the next thing you know, Kamehai's kahu jumps in between them, because she doesn't think that either way this is going to be a good idea, and somebody's going to get hurt, and she certainly doesn't want her, the person that she is in charge of, which is Kamehai Kana, to get hurt. And so she jumps right in between them and separates them so that nothing happens in between them. So today, when you go to Waiakeakua, you still see the punawai that Kāne dug over there. You will also see a pohaku, which is what the kahu of Kamehai Kana turned into. She turned into a big rock as she jumped in between the two parties. You will also see a footprint. And this is the footprint of Kāne that is still there, that can still be seen at Waiakeakua until this day. And where the two Kāne stood, where Kāne and Kanaloa stood, that's where we have two ohi'ai, or mountain apple trees, growing up to this day. So if you ever have a chance to go up to Manoa, to Waiakeakua, look for the spring, look for the rock, look for the footprint of Kāne, and look for the mountain apple trees over there. So Kāne and Kanaloa are two traveling partners. They're brothers, older brother, younger brother, with the younger one always kind of pushing, and then the older one doing, making it happen kind of thing. And their kuleana hasn't stopped yet. Even today yet, we need them in order for one to push and the other one to act. So when we look at our year, and we look at how the sun travels across the horizon, Kāne and Kanaloa are an important part of that journey. So we have Keala Polohiva Akane. Hanaho?
Keala Polohiva a Kāne.
Keala Polohiva Akane refers to the summer solstice. So this is the time when the sun is at its most northern point in our horizon. And that's when the days are the longest, and we're getting closer to this Keala Polohiva Akane, which is going to be this month. Does anybody know when? June 21st. June 21st, 3 days before Polani's birthday, is Keala Polohiva Akane, our summer solstice and our longest day. So I would invite you on that special day to go outside, to be there at sunrise if you can, which is going to be relatively early, to be there at sunset when you can, which is going to be relatively late, and just observe the environment. Spend some time outside and recognize that this is the time where Kāne gives us the most time to do whatever we have to do during the day. And then in fall, in September, we are going to experience Keala Ma'awe'ula a Kanaloa. Kanaho?
Keala Ma'awe'ula a Kanaloa.
And that is the fall equinox. That's when the day and the night are the same length. And again, if you have an opportunity, go outside at sunrise and at sunset and just observe the environment. And then when we get into December, then we are going to experience Keala Polohiva a Kanaloa. Kanaho?
Keala Polohiva a Kanaloa.
Which is the winter solstice. So you notice on the left-hand side, we have Keala Polohiva Akane, summer solstice. On the other side, Keala Polohiva a Kanaloa, the winter solstice. Balancing each other. Again, this idea of balance in the Hawaiian worldview is so important. And many times we have two entities such as Kāne and Kanaloa who balance one another. And then in spring, we have Kealaula a Kāne. Hanaho?
Kealaula a Kāne.
Kealaula a Kāne is the spring equinox, when again, day and night are of equal length. Now, observing these phenomenon and thinking about the relationship between Kāne and Kanaloa is really an important thing that we still need to do today to understand our connection with the framework that our kupuna provided for us. You know, to name these important events of the year based on Kāne and Kanaloa and their relationship to one another shows how important those two akua are for our Hawaiian worldview. Kāne and Kanaloa also balance one another out when it comes to east and west. So Kāne, the son of the Kalamai, the god of the Hikina, the east, the god of sunrise, right, the god of sunlight. And then conversely, Kanaloa, the god whose domain is the Komohana or the west. He's the god of the setting sun. And so when we do ceremonies, if it is a ceremony where we begin something, many times we decide to do that at sunrise, facing the east, facing Kāne, facing this Ka'onohi o Kala, this eyeball of the sun as it comes up, which is Kāne, Ka'onohi o Kala, Kāne in the eyeball of the sun. You see him there. I forgot about that Kāne. There are so many Kānes. I wish I had 5 hours to talk to you folks, because there's just so much information about all of these things. But Kāne, Ka'onohi o Kala, Kāne, the eyeball of the sun. That's who we honor when we do our ceremonies at sunrise facing the east. So for example, when my husband and I got married almost 30 years ago, OMG, this year it'll be 30 years. We had our ceremony at Kū-A-Kanaka in Waianae at sunrise, facing the east, asking Kāne to bless our union, to bless this beginning of a new ohana, and to help us as we started our life together. Sometimes when my dad passed away, for example, we gathered down in Kalai, in Ka'u, at sunset and did our pule there, for my father to have a smooth transition into this next life, and facing west. So that's kind of one of the practices that has been passed down to me, is that when you have ceremonies that celebrate the beginning, do it at sunrise facing the east. And when you have ceremonies that kind of indicate a closing, it doesn't have to be a death. It can be other things too, where you have completed something and you just want to celebrate that, and move on to something else. Then it is appropriate to face the west, that domain of Kanaloa, and send your pule that way. So remember, originally our series started out with that Keikio Ka'aina last song. And so to show you how easy it is to make more and more verses that can be added to the song Keikio Ka'aina La, I just hakud a verse that summarizes what we have learned today. Hanaho, he o I kaika ka kāne la.
He o I kaika ka kāne la.
Which means Kāne has a strong digging stick. Eli ina puna vai he nui la.
Eli ina puna vai he nui la.
Digging many springs. Inu mau I ka'awa la.
Inu mau I ka'awa la.
Me Kanaloa ke kaikaina.
Me Kanaloa ke kaikaina.
So again, Kāne has a strong digging stick. He digs many strings, always drinking awa with his younger brother Kanaloa. So if you wanted to add that to a story of Kāne and Kanaloa, it would follow the same pattern in Keikio Ka'aina, which is he o I kaika ka kāne la, eli ina puna vai he nui la, inu mau I ka'awa la, me Kanaloa ke kaikaina, and then Keikio Ka'aina la. So the invite is, let's continue to haku verses that help us remember these stories of these important figures in our history. For today, we talked about Kāne and Kanaloa. Kāne being the one, the creator, who has this digging stick, and he uses this stick, this o'o, to dig springs all over the island. So we have evidence of the two brothers on Lanai and on other islands, but I just couldn't, share all of these stories in 1 hour. And their favorite thing to do is to drink awa. One thing about awa is that it's really the favorite drink of all akua, and you can never go wrong with giving awa as a ho'okupu. But these two guys, Kāne and Kanaloa, are especially known for drinking awa. And so they need that fresh water to drink their awa. And as part of that awa drinking, they celebrate life, really, because they're using this life-giving water of Kāne to quench their thirst. Kanaloa, remember now, he's the younger sibling. He's always the one who kind of makes the suggestions. And then it is Kāne, the older sibling, the Kaikua Ana, who implements it, or who makes it happen. That's also a very, very important lesson for us, that we have roles. And if you are a kaikaina, if you're a younger sibling, you have a certain role. And if you're a Kaikua Ana, you also have a certain role. Sometimes it doesn't matter so much that it's a blood kind of a relationship, but that you were put in that situation, maybe by your boss or maybe by other family members. And if you are in the Kaikaina role, you need to play that role. And if you're in the Kaikua'ana role, you need to play that role. And so we want to mahalo you for being with us today, and really appreciate your ongoing interest in the Mo'olelo Kahiko. We're going to do our closing chant, and then we'll tell you what's going to happen next week.
Mahalo e, mahalo e ka lehu lehu, mahalo e na makua, mahalo e na kupuna, mahalo e na alio Hawaii, mahalo e na aumakua, mahalo e na akua, mahalo e.
Ai mahalo nui to all of you who have joined us from near and far, and some of you from really, really far. We really appreciate it.
Please join us next Tuesday, June 23rd at 2 p.m. for our next Mo'olelo Kahiko, which we will be sharing about Kū and Lono. So mark your calendars, save the dates. We'll be waiting for all of you folks to join us once again for that time.
And don't forget, we'll have one more week to remind you, but if at all possible, go outside on June 24th and observe the sun, observe the natural phenomenon, observe what the animals and the plants do on this longest day of the year, and just, listen to your na'au. Mahalo nui.
Don't forget to take the survey, kanaeokana.net/survey, to help us know what you folks want to learn about, to help us create things that, like I said, you folks are interested, and things you guys would like to change, hear more about.
Mahalo.
Mahalo nui. If you folks have any questions, please email us Kū@Kū-A-Kanaka.com. If you guys have any inquiries about anything, please let us know.
And also visit our website, www.Kū-A-Kanaka.com. Aloha ahui ho, malama pono.